What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes Grant. You're watching Urban Nerd. This channel where I give my nerd reviews on today's nerd news, but also do movie reviews. And today's movie I'm going to be doing a review on is Searching, starring Jon Cho. This review, I'm just going to tell you right off the bat, I know it's coming out late. It's coming out like maybe 2 or 3 weeks after the movie's come out, and I'll probably get at most probably like 10 views, if that. But I just had to come out and give my review on this movie because this movie blew me away. This movie stars Jon Cho and Deborah Messing. If you don't know Deborah Messing, Deborah Messing she starred in the show called Will and Grace. She was also in a movie called Along Came Polly. And as far as Jon Cho, y'all all should know him. He's one of the stars of the series of movies with Harold and Kumar. He's an Asian guy, if you couldn't figure that out. Also, he's also been in Star Trek movies. He's Sulu. So he's up there. He's done a lot of stuff. You go on his IMDb, he's done a lot of different things. He's cameoed in a lot of different movies, a lot of different shows, and he's always a pleasure to watch whenever he's in. But if you guys don't know the plot of this movie, it's pretty much Jon Cho, who plays David Koepp. His father and his daughter goes missing. At first, he doesn't really think she's missing. He thinks she's just out or whatever, until he starts checking up and calling people and finding out with friends. And that's when he starts unraveling this mystery and finding out that, oh, the daughter didn't go or didn't do what he thought she did, and then she's missing. And then that's when he contacts the police department and gets a detective. And then the detective, which the movie's really showing, is the detective is working along with Jon Cho's character to find his daughter. And that's where the movie starts excelling, because he is set with a task of basically looking through her social media and trying to find information. And that's when you realize, like, social media is just crazy. He's going through the Instagram, he's going through the Facebook, he's going through all types of things, and first just trying to get to it, you realize how hard it is sometimes. Like when you forget your password, what you got to go through, sending different emails, and I don't know if it's showing you how to get through some of things, but it's only if you have the information, the right information. And you're following this journey of this father going through all the social media, finding more out about his daughter, and unraveling what his daughter's life was really about, because he finds out that the daughter didn't have friends like he thought she did. The daughter didn't go out or go places like he thought she did. The daughter's pretty much putting all this facade as far as she's okay, when really, and she isn't. And that's really one of those things, those hidden messages that it tells you, like, how good do you really know your relatives or your family or your siblings? And this thing shows, like, parents, it's hard for parents to know everything about their kids. You can try and be friends with them, but if they really don't want you to know their life, they can really hide it from you. And that's what this movie does. This movie, with him searching for this information, it sort of reminds me of one of those mystery persons, or one of those missing persons mysteries, sort of like the movie Gone Girl with Ben Affleck, that I thought, where he's trying to find out, like, what happened to his wife or whatever thing. And then this movie, just like that, has a lot of twists and turns that you don't expect from a movie like this, because this movie is in a style of what you call a subgenre of the lost or found footage, which this is called screen life. And this screen life, it's mostly, this movie was mostly done just because it's directed by Sheen, what's his name, Shaganti, and it was actually spearheaded by a director by the name of Tamar Bekmambetov. And this guy has directed a movie, he directed Wanted, and he's been a producer of movies in this sort of style of Unfriended and Unfriended 2, The Dark Web, and also Hardcore Henry, which is actually in a different style. It's in the first-person view kind of style, which a lot of people didn't like. I didn't mind it. The story was kind of crazy, but it was something different. And this guy's really trying to make this a really mainstream kind of thing, which I don't really know if you can, because this movie just, it was like a miracle. It was like a lightning in a bottle, because I don't see how, at first, before even watching this movie, I wasn't really looking forward to seeing this until I heard so many people talking about how good this movie was. And I was like, you know what, let me check it out, because I'm hearing a lot of good feedback about this. And it works in all aspects, between the acting by Jon Cho and Deborah Messing, and then with the searching of with the Facebook and Instagram and all the things going into social media, because that's when he sees, like, you know, all these things, and it's the truth that people will take advantage of your situation. Like, there's some girls that, when he was asking questions, trying to find out where his daughter was in the beginning, who said that they weren't really friends, they just invited her to these events or these things, then all of a sudden you see on social media, just for followers or for views, like hundreds of thousands of views, she's like, oh, she was like my best friend. And then you got these other people talking some craziness, just trying to get some shock value. And or also in Reddit, you got people thinking that he's a bad parent or talking mess about him, you know, like thinking this is a hoax or some sort of thing. And he sees both the ugly and the good side of the internet, because there's some people that are like saying they sorry and, you know, feel bad for him, but that's where this movie is so great to me, because it's showing and it seems real. And the way the camera works, because most of the time you're seeing it from the computer screen, and it works because it doesn't just feel sort of like fake, sort of like with movies in a vein of Unfriended, where they're showing the screen, and all of a sudden it's convenient that they have a camera there, or convenient that sort of like, you know, what that movie Paranormal Activity movie. This, it's all from his screen, and he's basically got it linked up with his phone to the computer, and you're seeing everything he's looking at. And he's going and searching. You're seeing all these icons. You see him dragging in every email, every text, and it does this thing where it zooms in, and you start finding yourself searching, like looking closer at the screen, where you're like, okay, he went to there. Okay, wait, what, that date? Like, you're checking things like the date, timestamp, all these different things. Like, because you get invested in this movie, you feel like you are on the journey with David Koepp trying to find his daughter. And it works so well, you know? And I don't know if there's any other movie that could have done it in this vein, because I didn't think they could do something like this. Right now, this movie's up there at the top of my top 5 movies of the year, along with Black Panther and Infinity War. I don't know why. This was a gem, and it caught me off guard. This movie has twists and turns, like I said, that you just don't expect. When you think it's okay, it's over, and all of a sudden they have some other aspect. You're really? Oh wow, really? And like I said, there was these girls in the theater that were talking in the beginning, and it was sort of annoying, but then they started whispering, and things that I was thinking, watching this thing, they're kind of whispering over there. So it wasn't really bothered, because everybody in this movie theater was really compelled to everything that was going on the screen at that moment. So I'm just doing this review mostly to get the word out, because this movie should be seen. It is something that you don't expect, why I would give this such a high grade. I'll give it a little bit later, but this movie should be seen. If you haven't seen this, see it. If you have seen it, try and take a friend to see this movie, because it is so worth it. It is something that I don't know if it can be done again as good as this. You know, they're gonna try, and there's gonna be some movie like Unfriended. It wasn't bad. It was okay in this vein, but as far as doing it to this level of like Gone Girl level, the investigation, the twist, the plot twist, the turns, where sometimes you're like, oh no, he didn't do that, right? Did he? Really? Did he? And then it just, like I said, I can't talk enough about this movie. So that's pretty much my review for this. All I can say is this movie gets an A. I don't know if it's an A+, but for me it's a solid A at least, because this movie was not expected. It took a genre that really you don't expect much, and took it to another level, because when you're seeing things like what's going on his computer, they even do some things where you're seeing live streams with the news, but it works because at some point you see him looking at the news on the computer, so then you think it's just probably just a zoomed in version. Even when he's on the screen himself, you just know that his computer's on, still playing this stuff. So it works in every kind of way. So I didn't see too many plot holes. Maybe if once I see a second time, but this movie, and I'm one of those type of people that I pay a lot of attention. I got slight OCD, so I pay attention to a lot of details. So if you guys have any questions or about this movie, please hit me up, because I want to talk about this movie to whoever else is seeing this. So remember to put on those notifications, like the video, share this review, to get the word out, and also to help me. And remember, subscribe, check out my last movie review, and check out my playlist of my movie reviews. And remember, I'm Wes Grant. You've been watching Urban Nerd, and you've just been notified. Catch you guys on the next movie review.